Welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska, and it plays some of the games immortals have called home. Johnny the Jet, Frazier, Crouch, Rozier, and many, many more have built this big red legacy as this crowd is ready to cheer on their beloved Cornhuskers. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport, a rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the number 1 team in the land, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Sooners will kick it away to start us off. Coming out with it, it's Pope. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
To the ground with the back. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24. We had a barn burner the last time these two teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these two bitter...
attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker.
Such a big decision early in the game. On your opening drive, 3rd and short, you run it, you don't pick it up, and now you're just inches away from getting it. I'm not going to be surprised, guys, if they decide to run it here again.
So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. Tackled, but he has a first down.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. He believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
The Cornhuskers will snap it on 1st and 10. Movement here from the tight end. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Oh, he dropped it, and what a missed opportunity early in this football game. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
They'll try again on 2nd down after the incompletion. He's looking to throw. Gets it out fast. And they pick up just a few on that completion. I know you want to prepare for every game the same way, but there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your legacy as a player. Your record in rivalry games is something that people are going to talk about for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Huskers are flying down the field. Looking to throw it again. Slings it. He's got it. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, and now the defense is really on its heels. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Huskers! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown, everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards, and he finished off the drive with a 30-yard scoring scamper. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. He'll start this drive firing. Firing to the right, complete. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift. Just the ability to move the chains, keep the drive going, sort of quintessential efficiency from a Sooner quarterback.
Yeah, and from a Sooner offense because, Reese, they keep the drive going, but what does that do? Most Oklahoma teams over the years, we see them go fast, and they wear you down throughout a football game. So the quarterback play on those completions that move the sticks that make you play 3 more plays, 4 more plays, 5 more plays, and just wear you out.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Hill. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. He wants to throw.
Oh, shit.
And the pass hits, picked off. Got some room to run. He's at the 20. Obliterates him, still on the move. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Off the play fake. Quarterback adapting. He chucks one out to the right. Into double coverage, and he picked it off. Bringing it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want them. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So on this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
That kind of pickup on first down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. They'll give it to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Nebraska 14, Oklahoma 0.
Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break.
29 Philly, 2-9 Philly.
Looking to throw for it. Going deep. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Really nice job by the defense, playing aggressive, understanding it could be a running situation, but still playing disciplined enough to play the pass and be successful on that 3rd and short.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football.
Well, they're unable to come up with that one on 4th down. And I remember this as a player. You practice specific plays on 4th down for those types of situations. And you know all week against the scout team, they've gotten really clean looks, easy to execute against. They didn't get a clean look that time. So you chalk it up to the defense and take note of it next time. You might not run that play again if you're in a similar situation.
There's always been a lot of flash and sizzle to the Oklahoma offense, but it's built on being tough.
Yeah, and especially the great teams. The great teams that you think about in Oklahoma past, the ones that were in the national championship or in the playoff, those are teams that can run the football, be physical. It all started there.
Now, a couple of times historically that the SEC has reached into the Big 12 during an expansion era, and the Big 12 would love to land a blow on the field here in this one.
Yeah, I think there probably is some of that with the Big 12. A lot of these teams, they used to be in our conference, and you've kind of
And the pressure was all over him in the blink of an eye.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught behind the line. It's Hills.
The #1 goal as a defense is try to hit the QB as many times as possible. Try to rattle him, try to get him flustered a little bit. Nice job getting there, getting the hit on him, but nice job of executing by the quarterback. Taking the hit, delivering the strike.
The Sooners will try to pick it up on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's incomplete, a missed opportunity.
That, bro.
That is a big-time drop right there. 4th down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the 1st down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe it.
The give to the back. A run up the middle is stuck for no gain.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Fires to the middle. Intercepted. Taking it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that off.
Here comes the Oklahoma offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
They get to him as he throws. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they swat that one away. They are doing an awesome job in coverage.
With jet sweep pass. Across the 25. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a 1st down.
I love this type of play because it looks like a jet sweep. The defense, they're a bit confused pre-snap. They don't know who has the ball, and all of a sudden, that guy with his speed is in the 2nd level of the defense before the defense even knows what happened.
On the move. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Arizona escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think those Wildcats fans could have done without this one being so close. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Wide receiver now comes in motion. From the gun, they'll try the middle. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. The give on the inside. Just buried it. Still on his feet at the 45. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Touchdown, Nebraska. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
He makes the connection. They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give him a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off-play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. 2nd interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You might want to try the other side of the field.
They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Feeling some heat. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Big first down sack for the defense brings up 2nd down. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Motion from the offense. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Quick strike complete. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo booster.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Working the middle, it's complete. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on third down and in the red zone. For this defense, giving up a third down like that, that is just a gut punch.
Leaves it with the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7.
Cricket.
Going to the running game. Plows through the defense. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
And the Huskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Here we go.
They'll try the run. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
I love teams that make it a priority to run the football, and they have today. Another good run by this running back. He's been doing it all night, over 100 yards on the day. Really, really good.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Husker! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Going up top on first down. Got him downfield. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He's going to pass. Quarterback floating away from pressure. At the 45 on his way. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, he missed it. No good. After the missed field goal, still down by 21 points, guys. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Cornhuskers will kick it away to start the second half. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Trying to get to it. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
They'll throw it on 1st down. He's got it. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
Really nice job threading the needle in that pass. They've had a lot of dudes that were able to do that in Norman, Oklahoma. Josh Heupel, Jason White, Sam Bradford, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. The names go on and on and on. Hurting you in the passing game with their vision, with their accuracy. This guy, I tell you, he fits right in this Oklahoma offense.
Wants to throw on 1st down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
It's hard throwing in the pocket, man. You got bodies and 300-pound dudes falling all over the place. They're trying to hit you. That time, the pressure got to him, and it forced the incompletion.
Now 2nd and 10. They're going to throw it again. Quarterback moving. Fires on the move. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Catched.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Power football with the run. How about this confidence in the running game, and he picks up 9, just short of the marker. It'll be 4th and 1. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's got it. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the 1st down there.
Yeah, and you got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown Sooners. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Nevada was able to come away with a hard-fought victory in Reno. It wasn't one coaches will point to the rest of the way as a perfect 60 minutes of ball, but it is a step in the right direction. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Looking to take a shot. Reels it in down the left side. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And that has got to be a coverage bust on defense. There is no way the receiver should have been allowed to be that open deep down the field. Somebody on defense blew their assignment.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver. It's a backfield. Get him the football.
The Huskers look to do some damage in the red zone. They'll leave it with it. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride. They want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
Give to the running back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Pulled down after a pickup of 3. Ball's at the 13. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Running back searching for a hole. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making a tackle for a loss.
It's good. Hold on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see what's up with that.
Oh, man.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Nebraska.
And the Huskers are on the move. Hands it off. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And how about that? That's 2 really good plays in a row by this defense. They gave up a lot of yards to get down here, bowing their necks up. It's most important when you get in this area. 2nd and goal now. They get the big stop.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, that hurts because 2nd down, you got everything in front of you, the whole playbook open. Now you get a lost yardage play. Now it's 3rd down. Now it puts those feet to the fire a little bit more. Now you better come up with something you really love in this area of the field.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Nebraska 28, Oklahoma 14.
They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Wide receiver shows motion. Turning to the running game here on 3rd and goal. Several defenders there to get him on the ground.
At the 9-yard line.
And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And this field goal attempt might just seal the deal by making it a 3-score game late. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is extended a little further. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. Leaves it with the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Good blocking, good running, pickup of 6 out to the 30.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for him.
This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. Quick pass on the fly motion. He's able to fight his way for a couple of yards, but it'll be 4th down and 3.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. He's got a 1st down and maybe a lot more. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
And that is the advantage of having versatility at the running back position, right? It's 4th down. Everyone in the stadium thinks he's going to get the handoff, but because of his ability to catch the football, he's a weapon in the passing game. And on a critical down and distance like that, comes up with a huge 1st down.
He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Quick completion on the out. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. Yeah, they're trailing here in the 4th quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
At this point in the game in the 4th quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Grab near the marker. It's Hills. And he's running in the open. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8th. They'll go to the air. And it's his 4th interception of the night. The 50, the 40, at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start.
That just might do it. Man, offense needed points badly. Defense comes up with the big interception, takes it all the way back just to pad their lead a little bit and make this game almost out of reach.
And he's coming out of the end zone. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. The Sooner offense returns to the field. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on...
And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Nebraska! That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Western Kentucky put together a very impressive showing and one of the more complete victories we've seen from the Hilltoppers in some time. Heck of a showing today from this group. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Wide out in motion. On the move, it's Hills.
And this defense is more than happy with the offense running the football. They've done a great job today. I mean, they've really made this offense work so hard, earn everything they've gotten, and that's why this lead is ballooned like it has.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. They have it at the 43, third and short, trying to avoid making a decision on fourth down. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and this offense, man, they just continue to struggle, man. They need to find something that they do really, really well. And running the football late in the fourth quarter when you're getting beat by a good bit, that's probably not it. This offense needs to hit the gas, and they need to pitch and catch a little bit, throw the football around.
They really have no choice here. This is a no-brainer. You go for it here on this fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the wideout. And it's batted away, and the fourth down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
This is exactly how you draw it up. This is a situation where you can have all the easy stuff. We're not giving up the big play. The defense understands the situation, forces the incompletion, and now has a chance to just take that beautiful victory formation, run the clock, and get the W.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Going over the top. Fires and picked off. No matter how much